to go to my local Walmart to get Pokemon cards anymore without getting my picture.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Pack the Ripper back with another video. Happy Saturday to everyone out there. And real quick, I wanted to talk about this incident that happened, which is very, very, very sad and just tragic for the hobby. And if you're a real hobbyist, a purist, or someone who claims to be about the hobby, then it should make you mad too. And if you are in these groups and you're not standing up to people bullying people, cyber bullying people on the internet because they're waiting in line for Pokemon, then you got a problem and you should reevaluate your life. But this person, Kitty, who I met recently about 5, maybe 6 weeks ago, she's new into the hobby. I met her at Walmart. And obviously, when you meet people in the hobby and you're waiting in lines, you're talking to them, you're communicating with them, you're getting to know them, you're kind of understanding who they are and what they are about. And usually that's what happens. But yesterday, while we're waiting for a restock, there were about 6 of us. Most of us see each other every time we talk. And ironically, I was outside and the other 5 people were talking about their versions of how they met me in the hobby. Now, first of all, I try to be a good person in the hobby and I try to be positive and I try to help people when I can. And I'm not some bad person in the hobby trying to destroy the hobby. In fact, if you watch many of my videos, I'm only trying to help the hobby heal itself. And that means helping people heal themselves from the mindset that they have. That's really their fault on why the hobby is the way it is now. But I'm honored to meet other individuals in the space, and they all have a unique story on how they met me and what it was like when they met me, their first experience. And since then, we have been coming together at the stores, waiting, talking about life, talking about Pokemon, talking about other things too, not just about Pokemon, One Piece, and whatnot. But it's really concerning to me that we have people in the hobby because they're angry or mad that they can't find stuff. They lash out on people in social medias. And first of all, like I said yesterday, if you are a grown adult or a grown man and you're too scared to hide, to stand behind the words that you say, you got to hide yourself and post anonymously, then you need to reevaluate yourself and you need to grow up and you need to grow some freaking balls. But yesterday, in that group post on Facebook in the Pokemon Restocks VA757, someone creepily snapped a photo of her without her knowing. That's creep behavior. That is creepy behavior and it's toxic behavior. I used to be in this group, but I have left this group because of the toxicity and all of the scalpers masquerading as pure hobbyists in that actual group. Ironically, the person who made the original post about 6 smelly scalpers in Walmart waiting for a restock was a scalper himself. But they don't want themselves to be known. They don't want themselves to be found out because they are not good for the hobby in the first place. And they just want to say some shit to try to get the most likes or the most clicks or the most viral moments in their little pathetic lives. But again, if you're about the hobby and you want to help people in the hobby, especially new people, and not scare them out of the hobby, you got to understand for this young female, this young woman, it might be scary for her now because now people know her face in Facebook and labeled her as a scalper. And because she had a chair there, oh, she's like God tier scalper boss. And again, there's people in the comments who are defending the behavior of the toxicity and the creepiness of another person, probably a dude, taking pictures of a young woman to then take it to the internet and slander her. You're not a real man, and you probably don't have a father in your life. Is the reason why you acting the way you acting. In fact, a lot of those people in that group probably are fatherless sons of you know what and never had a male role model figure in their life. So let Uncle Pack be your role model for you. Grow up, grow some balls, and if you got a problem, address it like a man and come over there and talk to us and find out what we're about before you go over there labeling people because you see people waiting in line for Pokemon because otherwise they're going to have to pay resale prices. Oh, wait a minute. They're going to have to pay the prices you sell them for. You know, I watched a video from Dave Chappelle the other day that was talking about his trip overseas to Dubai or the United Arab Emirates or whatever. And the US government was saying, oh, you can't go over there because you know the current situation. And then he said something profound. It's okay when you make money on a plantation, but as soon as you make money off the plantation, now the money is dirty. And I say that to say it's okay if you buy it from them, but as soon as you try to go in store and get it for retail and you're waiting and you're taking time out of your day, it's a problem. Now you are a scalper because you don't want to pay their prices. And I say that to say all this. How about if you're really about the hobby like you say you are, and you're not masquerading as some as a true hobbyist, but you're really scumbags? Come over there, talk to people, get to know them, instead of saying stuff like this and then snapping pictures. And the one person who shared the photo was like, I didn't post it because I'm going to defend our honor. I'm going to defend all of us against this bullshit because that's how I was raised. I'm not going to stand by idly and watch you guys harass this young woman. I wasn't raised that way. But it shows me a lot of y'all are terrible people in the hobby. You really are terrible people. And I don't care to get to know many of you anyways. But if you're about the hobby like you guys say you are, don't try to scare new people out of the hobby by doing creepy shit like this. It's unfortunate. And I don't know what else to say. But I hope you guys take a moment to stop and realize how you're impacting other people in the hobby who are maybe new in the hobby or getting back into the hobby. Don't be the person that ruins the hobby and the experience of the hobby for people. The hobby is not full of people, or the hobby is not made entirely of people like this, but there's a huge majority of people. And the comments that defended that person's behavior show that. And if you're one of those persons defending that behavior, you should leave the hobby, should do something better with your time. Go seek out God, figure out how you can be a better human being. Anyways, it's your boy, Pack Rip, signing out. Peace.